Greetings, Battle Brothers. It's me, Aurelia, Tempris, Defender of the Golden Throne, Servant of Humanity. Welcome in, Raiders. Hi. Sorry, I hadn't even started yet. Good to see you, Raiders. Thank you, Gremlin May, for the raid. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're making some doices today. What were you guys up to? What were you guys up to? I'm just looking over. Yes, doices. Cyberpunk. I gotta play that game. Time to put my clothes in the wash. Yeah, now it's time to do it. Now is the time to do it. Oh, I hope you had a good stream. Please don't feel like you gotta stay, eat, sleep, do what you need. But this is a fun experience that we've not done. I don't know if anyone has ever. It's probably possible someone has made like dice on a live stream, but a VTuber making dice on a live stream I think is very new. I had to protect Night City from all the criminals. I am also very much a criminal. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. Isn't that what it's like for Grand Theft Auto? Like, I gotta stop all the criminals, and I will also commit crimes while we are here. Let me do this. Okay. I have all my stuff set up. I do have to go cook dinner, but I'll be lurking. Best of luck if someone. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you for the raid. Sorry I couldn't thank you right away. I was like, oh shoot, that was a couple minutes ago. But now we're here. Now we're live and all is well. Reckless Dwarf, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. Okay. So, we got a few things. Order of business. A couple things to go through. Okay. I recommend. I said this before in the Discord server. Only get dice related things if you really want to do it. It costs monies like any hobby does. But I would just recommend you watch and you observe. Watch YouTube videos. I recommend Ribinator over on YouTube. He has great dice making tutorials and videos. So, before you like go out and buy a bunch of stuff to do this, watch first, see if you're interested. There's a lot of stuff. This is something I found that I really like doing, so you know, I got stuff for my fun. It's for my enjoyment. Second thing, and I swear I will be very upset with you. Epoxy resin can cause cancer. This is not a California thing. This is a thing. You do not want to inhale the fumes. So you have to wear a respirator rated for fumes. Do not do anything resin related without it. Because guess what? Your girl did. Now I don't have cancer, but don't risk it. Don't risk it. This is like telling a Warhammer player to start slowly while watching them buy 5,000 points in infantry marines. Yeah. So, that's, I swear, I said, this is a joke, but if you do not wear your PPE, I will come into your house and I will beat you with it. If you even own it. Yes. There are also a bunch of different resins. Follow the instructions. At minimum, wear a respirator rated for fumes, because not only are you working with epoxy resin, you could also be working with like really fine powders and such. How can you if they're not using any PPE? Well, I guess there's a difference of not owning the PPE versus not owning PPP, so you can't use it, versus like, you know, owning it and not using it. Yes, and work in a ventilated area, correct. Yes, don't worry, I'm not getting cancer. At least I'm not trying to. I'm trying to avoid it. Well, I will beat you with my PPE. How about that? Here, let me double check. I don't think I put my name on this. I think it's just a... Okay. Respirator. Use it. When I put the respirator on, I'm going to switch my model over to the helmeted one, because it's not like you're gonna see my face anyway. I have a World War I gas mask. Will that work? Does it have the appropriate filters? I wouldn't recommend that one. It's a little old. It's a little old. How long does it take for the cancer-giving vapors to go away? It depends on how well you clean up your workstation. Basically, what my strategy is, this is a trash bag. So basically, I'm deciding how I'm going to do this stream. If I'm just going to pour dice for you and then end stream, and then I clean everything up, I would at least give it 24 hours. So I don't know if I'm gonna end stream and then clean everything up and then just leave the room. But it's best if you do it like not in your house, but this area I'm in is well ventilated enough. So yeah, just be safe, okay? That's the #1 goal. I care about you guys, and I just have to preface, I have to lead with that. PPE. Maybe I should have made a thing. Hang on. We're going to make a thing really fast. Let's do this and this. One sec. I'm gonna make a little note so that one sec. Sorry, I'm looking at my other monitor while I do this. Outline. Black. This. Okay. On. Download. That. Okay. This one. Ah, stop. I'm It is not cooperating. Come on, get off the wall. Fine, they could go there. I don't care. As long as it's there. Probably get some new filters for your mask. Yes, you should. You should. You don't have a resin shed? Well, okay, so I would normally do this in a different area, but because we're streaming, it would require me to move all of my stuff to said area, and that is not worth it. Not worth it. Also, it's not like that other one is soundproofed very well. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now that we have that out of the way, wear your stuff. I will be showing you how I make dice. Now, the things that I will not be showing you today. How to make molds. Because I already have molds, and that's a separate process. But if you want to know the mold material I use this. Or you can just buy ones off the internet. Start with that, I think. So this is what I use. It's pretty great. Super useful. Wait, you aren't just singing Wraithbone? Well, I could, but that's not what we're showing off today. That's a very secret technique. Yeah, Etsy has molds for sale. You can also, I think, buy some off Amazon. I think I started with stuff like that, and then I just decided to make my own. So yeah, so currently what we're gonna do today is I have a bunch of 6-sided dice molds. So you can kind of see, it's hard to tell from the glare. You can see. 6-sided dice. So I've got a couple molds. I'm not sure how many we're gonna make. It's kind of depends on like how excited I am to make some dice. I am pretty excited, but I have not prepped. So part of what we're doing today is we're prepping the dice for a port, and then we'll do a port. They're hexagonal too, funny. Well, that's just because that's the container that I 3D printed a container to make molds in, and it was a hexagon. So, yeah, so I might get your help and see if we just make some, like, what other dice kind of styles we make, because I know vaguely what I want to make, but, I really haven't prepared anything. Normally, when I do a pour, I have a lot of stuff prepared. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and it actually takes a lot of time to prep things. So, do you sell these? I actually, I did do, I'm planning to more. I had a, for my most recent merch drop that came out with my new model, I had a couple of these six-sided dice. I had 5 sets of 5 dice that I sold just kind of as a tester to see if people were interested in them. And there was a lot of interest. Also, I still think there's a couple more out there. If you get a bundle, if you go and get a bundle with Orchid 8 merch, one of these comes in there for free. So I made this. This is kind of like my proof of, hey, I actually made these. I didn't just, I'm not talking out of my butt here. They sold out pretty fast. I don't even think it was 30 minutes. I think it was like within 5 minutes of me telling you guys I had Orchid 8 merch. I don't even think we got to it before they already got bought. So we're gonna do more. So we're gonna do more of these because there seems to be interest, and I will release them at the Orchid 8 store periodically, but I'll inform you guys when I do so. Yeah, it was within 5 minutes of revealing that they were handmade by myself, and they were gone. So we're gonna make more. Yeah. Yeah, Bricky is really awesome. He has a really cool merch company, and I reached out and I said, hey, I'd like to do merch through you, and he said, yes, sick, awesome, let's do it. And yeah, it turned out really nice. I have like only awesome things to say about Bricky and his team. Can we drop the Orchid 8 link? Bricky and his team are pretty awesome. They did a great job, so professional and so kind. They like even letting me do this was kind of like not something they normally do. So yeah. So yeah, I'll do more of these, but I'll also do a couple other ones. So for example, here's also one of the other pieces of merch. Big little keychain of a skitter. And then I have stickers over here. That's not the coolest stuff, personally. One sec. Stickers. Some of the cooler stuff, I think I like the shirts. And I'm a huge fan of the poster. Those are, I think, my favorite. Oh man, it's all good. The desk mat, the posters, it's all good. And Alex, thank you so much for the for subscribing with Prime. We appreciate Britchard. Yes, we do. Okay, so there is one set of dice I did want to do, which he hasn't gotten back to me, which I'm annoyed by. But Luton wanted, well, he ended up trying to purchase some dice a few weeks ago, but it didn't work out because he accidentally bought the wrong thing. So let me save the picture of this so I can show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the dice that he wanted to buy but was not able to because they are no longer for sale. But I said, you know, I'll make these for fun. So he had these picked out at the Warhammer store, and I was like, those are nice. I think I can do better. They do look really cool, I won't deny, but I have plans. I think I have something that will look better and more zinchy, in my opinion. We are not doing rounded corners. Rounded corners are really hard to do for handmade dice. So we're doing the sharp-edged ones. Saying they're nice is heretical. Fair. Fair. In any case, I think I can do these better. We're not going to be doing the exact same color palette, but we'll be doing similar things. I'll show you what we're working with here. So, forgive me, this is my first time doing this type of stream, so it might be a little all over the place. I will do my best to, I'll do my best to you know, kind of keep it succinct, but we'll see what we can do. So, this is for the Tzeentch set. I have this really bright blue mica powder. Now, a mica powder is basically like a pigment that can color things. So I'm using, this is from Pearl X, powdered pigments. And I got this color, it's called turquoise. So we'll be using that as our blue. I didn't like the light blue as much on the Tzeentch set, and I think this brighter blue is like more accurate in my opinion. I am using this bright pink. Now, I think I just got this at the craft store. It's supposed to glow in the dark, but I really like the bright pink. So I think that'll be good. So that's our bright pink and our bright blue. And then this is the one that's kind of a little bit different. We have this chameleon powder. It's from Let's Resin, and it's blue. You guys can see the blue. I don't know if you can see it turning purple. You guys could probably barely see it, but on my end, if you look at it from like my angle this way, it's purple. So it's a blue purple. It's quite lovely. So we have these three colors. In order to achieve the swirl effect, we are going to be using, and do not judge my dirty cups. They're dirty. This is a split pour cup. Basically, you put resin in each of the sections and you color them, and then you pour it. So the process is basically we wait for a little bit. We don't pour right away. And once the resin kind of gets a little bit thicker, then you pour it. That way you have distinct swirls of each color. That's the plan. So that's one of the things we will be doing. Now, I am open to suggestions for some of the other dice sets we will make. Blanks. Are these blanks too? Also blanks, okay. So, we're doing Tzeentch dice? Yeah, specifically because Luton said he wanted to get some, but he accidentally didn't order them. He ordered something else, and then they're all sold out. So I was like, let's see if we can make these, and if we can make them better. So this, we'll do 10 dice, so this is 10 dice here. So we'll do that with this. So we'll prep as we go. Now, my recommendations for things to have. Makeup wipes are pretty awesome because they clean things up really easily, especially powders. So how I'm going to decide what color goes where is I want the dice to be primarily blue, and then a little bit of pink, and a little bit of that sparkly color. Because Tzeentch isn't all sparkles and stuff. Ooh. Hang on, I just saw something. Yeah, it's fine. Too bright. I don't know if there is a link. I haven't looked. That's all. Okay, now I'm gonna put a healthy amount in here because I'm making 10 dice. You don't usually need to use this much, but I really want the colors to be like opaque. So I have this special little scoop that I got. It's probably from like a resin kit. It is also quite gross. Just wipe it off, and there's no more powder on it. It's right there. I try not to waste my stuff. Just make sure it's dried off. I'm obligated to suggest orc-themed dice. Yeah, I'd have to figure out exactly what I would do for that, because orc dice, they're going to be mainly green. I'd have to look at, like, Baron of Dice or what other people have done. Now, this one I have to use quite a lot because its primary feature is glowing in the dark, and I want it to be really bright pink. And depending, I may add more. If I put the resin in, I'm like, that's not enough pigment. I'd love a set of Aurelia D10s. I need to get some D10s made. I need to do that. And then this one, I don't want too much. I actually don't mind. Oh, can you see it? No, it's still blue to you guys. You still cannot see the purple, so you're gonna have to take my word for it that it is... Can you see it this way? Maybe barely at here. You can maybe see that it's purple, but hard to tell. So I only want a little bit, because if it turns out to just be a little sparkly, I think that's fine. Yeah, it looks so blue, but I promise it's got purple on it. Like, dude, there's no angle at which I can show you guys that it's purple. Oh well. Believe me. That's funny. Okay. So we're gonna start off with that, but I'm gonna leave these over here. Now, we have a couple other... We can make a lot of D10s. Not D10s. D6s. I've got quite a couple. So these are all the same size. These 4 over here. These 2 are bigger. They're this size. I will show you guys. I'm in the process of making some dice for Froggy, and they're almost done. I need to paint the numbers. They are smaller. See here? They are smaller than what I gave you guys. But these are her dice. You can't tell. Well, no, you can kind of tell. There's a little bit of like a white sparkle in there. She wanted it to look like webbing. And she wanted it to look like her her white and red model. Yeah, they look better in person. You can see it a lot better in person. But she wanted like a shiny webby look. So I'm sending these to her when she is in town during Adepticon. Excuse me, sorry. She told me where she is staying, so I'm shipping these to her while she is in the United States. So, do the dice taste good? Don't eat them. Don't eat them. Okay, so now here's a question. Here's a question, chat. Do we... I definitely want to make these. Do I make one other big style so that I can have another dice drop soon for you guys in the Orchid 8 store? Or do we do 2 sets where I have one is Orchid 8 drop and then maybe some other ones that I gift to other friends? What are we thinking? If not edible, why look tasty? I actually had someone, I made dice and I was out in public and I kind of knew this person. And I was like cleaning them or something, and she was not the sharpest knife in the drawer, honestly. She's like, "Oh my gosh, they were like bright." So the dice were bright pink. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, those look like so good. Can you like eat those?" And I was like, no, you can't. Like, you can't eat those. And then she like came back later and she's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yes, you cannot eat those." Yes, I would know if you could eat those or not. They were a very appealing color, but I was like, yeah, you can actually make edible dice. What I would do, you can use this mold material. That's what I use. It is food safe. What you could do is make a new mold and you can do chocolate dice or something similar. I wonder if you might be able to make Jello dice. I've not tried that. I mainly stick with resin. I stick with what I know. But you probably could even make, you could probably make Jello dice, and you could definitely make chocolate dice. Yeah, chocolate dice is the easy one. So you just heat up the chocolate, stick it in the mold, throw them in the fridge. You're gonna have bubbles in it, but that is what it is. Oh, I left my lighter. Shoot, I'll go get that later. All dice are edible if you believe. Okay. All right. So, what are we thinking? So these are gonna be for funsies. But for these, do we do one big set? I say make a poll. Okay, I will I will make a poll on the YouTube side. 1 second. Start a poll. So the question is going to be what to do. And the options are, this is for, if someone on the Twitter side could do, Twitch, gosh. Oh, I guess we have 3 options. So, gifts for friends is 1. Orchid 8 merch. And then, can I spell? And then the last option is going to be both, where I make a couple friend sets or couple friend sets and then a couple for Orchid 8. Okay. Start poll. Okay. It's going on the YouTube side and okay, it's up right now and then it's up on the Twitch side. So vote if you want to figure out what we're going to be doing today. And oh my gosh. Thank you to whoever just bought me some more paintbrushes. I appreciate it. My current paintbrushes are so dead. I appreciate that. Thank you for getting me the paintbrushes off the throne. I came up with a funny idea, having you as my headquarters in my joke Femstodes army. Oh no! Well, at least I'm wearing armor. At least I'm wearing armor. Also, hydrate now. Because if you're following along with me, you cannot drink any water while you are working on the resin because you need to be wearing your respirator. I see hearts. Those are part of my mold keys. Basically make sure that I put the lid on the right way. How about a few loaded ones? That is something I will never do. I have a solemn vow that I won't make loaded dice. So, not unfortunately, I just won't ever make loaded dice. Because I don't want anyone to ever have doubts about the dice that I make. I don't want to give a gift to someone and them wonder if I've loaded the dice against them, or I don't want them to even consider that they'll just be like, no, Aurelia wouldn't do that. She's stand up. Okay, poll is still going, so got lots of options. Could have kept the little baggie. I could keep this. Okay. Wear a respirator when making dice. What, does the resin emit toxic fumes? Yes. Okay, it does. I'm dead serious. It does. It does. Let me read. 1 second. All right. I'm reading the bottle. I'm making sure. Okay. So what I'm using today is craft resin, but I actually want to try out a new resin. Here we are. I'm going to read the thing on the back. Wear gloves. Gloves will protect you from a sticky mess as well as possible skin irritation. If craft resin somehow comes into contact with your eyes, flush with water repeatedly for 15 minutes and do not rub. Promptly seek medical attention. Although not necessary, you can certainly wear safety glasses if it makes you feel more comfortable. I don't, because I don't touch my face when I'm working with dice. Always work in a well-ventilated area. Wear a respirator if ventilation is poor. I wear a respirator anyway. Don't take any chances, okay? Craft resin produces a very low odor, which, depending on the sensitivity of the user, may barely be noticeable or not noticeable at all. It is important to differentiate that what the user is smelling is simply a smell and not fumes. However, it is better safe than sorry, because not all resins are like this. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. Reckless Dwarf, thank you so much for getting me the epoxy resin that I want to try, and the the new set of paints that I'm going to be using for my future painting projects for both of those. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I put new things up there, but I hadn't even like, oh my gosh, thank you, man. Bro, thank you. Holy cow. I'll be making more dice, I guess. Be making more dice. Wow. All right, I think... Okay. Looking at the polls, we'll end this one. So it looks like by a landslide, the answer is we are making both. So, I guess, chat, we get to pick what friends I'm sending these to. Okay. So we're doing both. So I guess, chat, how many friends? Bricky and DK, I will say, I have already made dice for Bricky. I actually wasn't going to talk about this, but I made some dice for Bricky and his team prior to my merch drop. Because they were really kind and nice to me, so I wanted to like do something nice for the whole team. Yeah. Let them know which friends you truly like. Did I take a picture of them? I actually don't know if I took a picture of them, but I made sure they were Night Lords themed. They were like navy, blue, silver, and red. They turned out really nice. I'll have to see if I have a picture somewhere. DK Thousand Suns dice? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so we'll set that aside for DK. I think I already know what I want to do. It'll actually kind of be similar to the Zinch dice, I think. Zorn with little wizard hats? Well, okay, I can't... Wizard hats are kind of hard to do when I don't have them prepped. I could do that in the future. Make Bretonian dice for Pancreas just to anchor him. Okay, so let's see. We've got DK. Well, actually, I might need to ask him if he has a good address, because I know where Pancreas is gonna be, so I know I can ship him his dice. Okay, so we're gonna do... Those are off to the side. Pancreas, DK. And then, do we want these next 4 to be for an Orchid 8 drop? What do you think? We think that would be good? So just do 2 different ones for now. I can't do ones with inserts at the moment because I don't have the inserts prepped. Like, for example, if I was gonna make dice for Cha-Cha, and it was gonna put pies inside, I need to like 3D print the pies, and I don't have those right now. I can't do that. So for Luton, actually, I was inspired to make Zinch dice. And if I can get them to him, I'll ship them to him. But if not, then I guess we'll put them up in the store. But Skitter inside a dice someday? Oh gosh, I gotta get a 3D model of a Skitter. That's gonna be something. I have to work on that. Okay, so let's do 2 friends. This and this. That way I'm like not going insane. And we're gonna have these 2 in separate molds so that the colors don't blend. Okay, now. What to do for these? Oh, actually, DK's changed his look. I might change what I had in mind for him. I'll have to think about that. Okay. So, we have options. What are we feeling? I might need to grab my box of things to, for prepping. Are we thinking something Warhammer? And this is for the Orchid 8 drop. So what are we thinking about for this? We want something Warhammer? We want Warhammer. What faction? Do we want orcs? Because these are all going to be the same. We're going to have some dice that are a little smaller, but they will roll just as well. And Warpforge, thank you for the 4 months of support. So I see some people wanting purple. Gold dice with black dots would be my suggestion. Black and orange, kill team base, Necrons, okay. Custodes, of course. So yeah, I guess the option is, do we want to do more of this? Easy enough. I could also, I have to think about something. Anyways. It doesn't matter, Imperial Fist. Blueberry muffin flavored dice. I can't flavor these ones, unfortunately. Let me think. I do want to make D20s at some point, but you know, we gotta work up to that. Two to three shades of green with red and white pips. Let me see what Baron. I think you guys are all like, a lot of you want orc dice, Baron of dice. They're the ones that I think have the rights to some of this. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it's green with red pips, mainly for the orc dice that I'm seeing. Green with some white and a little bit of black. Oh, those are cool. All right, how many of you, how many orc stands we have here? Because I can do a combination where we can do different colors. The orc drops in the recent days has them looking to be a big faction. I'm not surprised. Okay, we'll do orcs because you guys like orcs. 1 second. I am getting out my case of other mica powders. I have to grab stuff from the other room. Green. Yeah, green with red makes sense for the orcs. That's what I think too. Okay, I don't have green in here, but I have green in the other box. Okay. 1 second. I will be right back. I just need to grab... I have more green pigment powder elsewhere. I need to grab it. So, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Okay, I've returned. I have brought other things that may be useful to us, because I have not decided what we're doing exactly for the DK and Pancreas dice. Okay, I have more green in here. I only have a couple of green. Okay. These are my greens. Let's see. So currently I have this kind of, we'll call it like a Shrek green. These are my other greens that I have. Probably going to go with lime. That one. I don't have a lot of good greens that blend together. I also have this alcohol ink, which is a liquid form of coloring. The reason why it's alcohol is because epoxy resin does not like water. Does not like water-based things. It will not cure properly, which means it is dangerous to you. Lime and olive. With this one, I could see it. It's gonna look a little gross, I think, though. Might look a little gross. I feel like these two are a better combo. I'm gonna go with that. Sorry, you've been overridden, mainly because I can see the colors a lot better than you guys can. There's a slight color shift. Pancreas colored dice for pancreas. That's gonna be gross looking. Okay. So, I'm thinking we do these two, and we also do it a similar method. I have another split pour cup that will do. So let me prep that. And depending, we might actually make some blanks for DK. I need a lot of pigment because I'm making at least 20 dice. A lot of pigment. Gotta be thick. Thicker than sanguineous. Blanks as in transparent dice. No. Blanks are what I call, so you can see there's no like indents where like the numbers would be. These you can make and put inside these. So you can have a separate design that if it requires extra work, they're basically like little decorative inserts. So like if you want to do a design that maybe uses some water-based colorant, you can put that inside a regular numbered set and you're not in danger. Like the resin will still cure properly. Not that much. I want a little less. Nope, I want more. I lied. I want more. Maybe even more. It's sometimes hard to gauge how much I need when I'm making a bunch of dice at once, because the opacity really changes based on how much powder you have. Okay. Those are done, but I will keep these over here just in case I need them. If I need more, then I can quickly do that. Clean the spoon. That's there. Okay. Actually, DK Diamantes. Let me look at Twitter. He has a character sheet. We'll do it off his VTuber model, his new one. Where is his, does he have a reference sheet? Chat, find me his reference sheet. I'm looking. Because he's got, let's see, I have like this blue, purple, I actually might have something that works for this. Teal, blue, purple, eyes, blonde. Yeah, I was just thinking if he had like actual like colors. Yeah, we're not gonna go with the blue and white look because he's done with that. I actually might have something in my box. Let me investigate. In the box. Okay. Okay, so you can use a lot of things in dice sets. One sec. Do I have a teal or is it just... Oh wait, is there a white checkered one? Did I use those? No, that's gonna make me mad. 1 second. Put a sample in Discord. Okay, I'll look. Do I have white? Did I save the white? Sorry, I'm checking. I have some stickers that... I have some. Yes. Okay, I think that'll be good. Yeah, I'll save that. I'm gonna put these all in one pack. I don't need them in separate packs. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna do something kind of fun with his. That's gonna be different. So I will be making blanks, so we actually can make more orc dice sets. Good times. Let me check the Discord really quickly. See, it's kind of fun to be spontaneous about what the colors are. Okay, yeah, it's the teal, purple. Okay, so hear me out, chat. Hear me out. I have, so this is these are nail art stickers. Oh, you barely see them. Let me show you another example. So these are nail stickers. So imagine these, but they're like white. You can't see them, but parts of these are transparent. So here's my plan. I'm gonna make some blanks. We're gonna do that light blue and that purple. And then we're gonna put some of this checkered pattern on it. Cause it kind of gives me like, his model gives me like a little bit like circus vibes. And I kind of want to do this like checkery diamond pattern. And it has like a nice gold trim on it, which you can't really see because it's white. You can kind of see down here. Yeah, you can see there. So that's what I think we'll do. But the stickers I add on later. So we're gonna make blanks in his colors. We'll do that. I think that's reasonable. I'll leave these easy for me to access later. Okay, so that's what we'll do for him, which means these can also be orc dice. Now we need to decide what to do for Mr. Pancreas. The checkered flag could be orc themed. Do I have red checkered? That's true. That's true. But for the other dice sets, let me see. So these are all the nail stickers I got. Some of these are kind of neat that I might use later. Like, look, these cute little flowers. Okay. Hearts. White splotches. I've got pink checkered. I think I used up the red checkered ones, and then I have black and white checkered. But those would be if I made blanks. Are you making custom dice? Yes, it's like another hobby of mine. So, now, so that will be this. We need for his VTuber model, it is this teal and blue. I mean, teal and purple. I think I know what I want to do. Let me make sure I like this color. Yeah, I have a purple that does that. Okay. We're pulling out all the colors. Not all the colors. I actually have a whole case. Let me look at these in the light. This is one's more violet. This one is like a purpley blue. You guys can kind of see. Which one looks more like his color? This one does. Okay. I pride myself in being very good at identifying like what colors are like really good matches. Okay. I also have flakes. Where are my light blue flakes? Where are they? There they are. Okay. Here's the vibe. Here's what we're thinking. Here's what I'm thinking, chat. Okay. We have this purple. So my plan is we're gonna do clear dice. So base is gonna be clear. It's not gonna be anything swirled like this. We put in a bit of these blue lagoon glitter flakes. I forget where I got these. I think it was off Etsy and it was like a little freebie with something else I ordered. I ordered these opalescent flakes. They're really pretty. But I got these for free. So these really pretty blue flakes. Those will be nice. And then get some purple and do like a swirl of purple in there. And then with the white checker on top. I think that'll look good. How do we feel about that? I'm open to other suggestions. This is another kind of flake I have. It's a little different. They look the same, but I swear on my life they are different. This is more opalescent and like has more of like a rainbow shine. This one is less so, but if you guys think this one would be better because it's more blue than rainbowy, I'm happy to hear the suggestions. I should put these in my other container. That would make my life a little easier. But for now. Do the taste test first? No, don't do that. DK likes the shiny stuff. Rainbow fits the clown circus thing. Rainbow, I'm seeing 2 rainbows at least. And then, okay. So either way, I'm content with that. So we'll mix that into the clear resin later. This needs to go into a container. So this is a tiny container that I use to like have singular colors by itself. I don't need a lot, I just need a little. That's good. I shouldn't need any more of this, but I'm gonna keep it out anyways. Boom. All right. So we'll use the rainbow ones. Those will look nice. So that will go over here. We'll put some of these flakes into this container. Go. Is that gonna be enough for all 5? I want more. I want to fill up the bottom of it. Those look really nice. I don't really work with flakes very often because they don't always behave the way I want them to. But I'm looking forward to these because I was like, when will I use these freebie ones? They're really pretty. Okay. So that is for the DK blanks. So we have a plan there. My pipette. That. Okay. Pancreas. All right, what do we do for the elf boy? I don't know specifically what his favorite, like, Eldar factions are. So I'm not 100% sure what he likes in terms of the elves. I know it's like elf, yes. Oh shoot. Just drop that in the trash can. I need that. Put soul stones in them? Okay, here, okay. I keep saying this. I can't do that right now. If I was gonna do it, it would be for a later stream. I don't have any of it prepped. So I can't like put soul stones in there. Like, I do not have that prepared or ready. It's a good idea, I just can't do it. Blue, gold, and white. Are we going for like a high elves theme? Because that could be nice, because I could do blue and white dice, and then gold, gold numbers. Yeah, I'm asking color suggestions and overall vibes. Because personally, as a girl, I don't mind if there's glitter in my dice. I don't think DK would mind based on like the vibes his VTuber avatar gives me. So I'm going for that. Zinch has a little bit of sparkle. It's gotta have a little bit. So I'm trying to ascertain vibes. I think I'm pretty decent at making dice based off vibes. Like if you told me, hey, can you make dice for Stim? You got it. I feel like I could confidently make dice for Stim and it would fit her vibes and kind of what she's looking for. Vaguely, like based on how I like vaguely know her. So, I'm just trying to feel. Stim dice would scare me. No, I actually think they're more pleasant than you think they would be. I know exactly what I would do for Stim dice. They would be very nice. And that's not me just saying, oh, they're nice because I made them. Like, no, I think you would like them more than you thought you would. Depending on the craft world, maybe red and white or black, yellow, and gold. Is he online? If he's online, let me just ask. Pancreas. Pink. Any specific Eldar High Elf connection you like? Okay, I asked. We'll see if he responds, but I doubt it. He shows offline. But then again, I show offline all the time. Where's my phone? Where did I put it? Where is my phone? Oh, it's on the charger. Okay, I was like, where? Huh? Fluffy dice. Well, I can't make fluffy dice. I'm not capable of that. Okay. So. Let me think. The only thing I need to do is check how much resin I need. Because I always forget. how many milliliters are in each one. Where are my little cups? I haven't done this in a hot minute. I made all of the gold dice back in like the fall because I was like really excited to make them, so I made them all in one big go, and so I forgot where some of my stuff is. Oh wait, I have a cup here. Yeah, I can use this cup. Okay. 1 second, gents. All right. So, all right, I am going to pour some water into this cup. So here's the strat. I am taking some water and I'm going to put it in one of my molds. There you go, that's good enough. We're gonna fill up one of these with water. I think it's somewhere around like 5 milliliters. And I have to add a little bit more. Okay. Cool. So that's pretty much filled up. It has like a little lip on it. And this little measuring cup has stuff in it. Okay, yeah, so it is 5. So I need to do math. Because we are making, these are not going to be 5. These are probably like 3 if I'm being honest. Let me clean this out because we don't want water in there. Have you tested balance on the dice that you've made? Usually they're pretty balanced. They're pretty balanced. When you just put pigments in them, it doesn't change anything. It just changes the color. Sorry, I just got a like little warning. I'm a little concerned that stream is gonna crash again. I'm a little paranoid now. Okay, so we are making 5, 20. That's 100, and then we're gonna call 5 for each of these. So we're going to do. Okay, math is hard. 20, 30, 45. So we need at least 250 milliliters. I'm probably gonna make 300 milliliters of resin. This one goes up to 250, so maybe we'll just do a little above 250, just so we have extras, just in case. So that should get us to where we need to be. Make sure 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. 45, we'll add 5, that's 50. Making sure 250, yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll add a little bit more. Yeah, small air bubbles don't affect the balance, and also what is off screen that you guys cannot see is that I have a compressor and a pressure chamber not in this room, it's elsewhere, that I'm going to be putting the dice in. So all the air bubbles are going to get really compressed. So we won't have air bubbles in these dice. Like if you look at, if any of you got any of my dice, you will find if there are air bubbles, they're really tiny. They're really tiny. Would you be interested in watching the Turn Up 28 videos? If you're interested in making your own dice and models, I'm sure you'd like it. I'd have to take a look. It's the sort of thing where, like, if I watched it, probably be on my own time to start off with. Because that's a series, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's a series. Not that I wouldn't be interested. Oh shoot, I think I put my lid back on my water bottle. But I don't know if I'd watch it live, at least not yet. I'd have to look into it on my own. Do I have an extra mold to pour it in? So it doesn't set in the cup? Yeah, I have a couple things. I bought this online. It's basically like a ring holder. I just throw my extra resin in it. I also have other molds, but they're elsewhere. Like, I might have like a single D20 one where I pour extras in, but usually I am pretty good about estimating how much I need. Yeah, I know Turnip 28 is a tabletop game, but he's talking about the Alpha Busa's video series on it. That's what he's talking about. Whether or not I would watch those. Let me check. Alright, we might not get a response from Pancreas. So we might just have to do vibes. Vibes, okay. Trying to think what a good combination of colors is, but I'm not sure if he likes elves more or Eldar more. Oh, there's only 2 videos. They're 15 minutes each. Oh, okay. 100% elves more than Eldar? Okay, then we'll do vibes. So, let me see. Is there anything in the box that's useful? I keep extra little special things like flowers and stuff. I don't think I'll put flowers in his dice. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that would be good for this. No, not really. No, not really. It's unfortunate because I don't know too much about fantasy, so I'm trying to think like what makes sense. Oh, Swarm, thank you so much for the super chat. How did you come into all of this Warhammer dice making, etc.? Well, okay, so I guess you could say it all started because of like D&D. So I got into Warhammer because I was playing a Dungeons and Dragons game that was like Warhammer themed. I didn't know anything about Warhammer at the time, but my DM had named some NPCs off of Warhammer characters, so they ended up being Primarchs. So I had another friend who knew about Warhammer, and we got introduced to an NPC named Sanguinius. And my friend asked our DM, was like, wait, is he hot? And I was like, what kind of a question is that? That's a weird question. And I looked up a picture of Sanguinius after that, and they were right, he was hot. So I got into Warhammer several years after that, but that was like my first introduction. And because I was a huge like Dungeons and Dragons fan, I don't know how I stumbled across it, but like, how did I don't know, I think I just saw people like making their own dice and I was like, that looks like fun, let's try it. And then I tried it and I really liked it. And like, I've sold some dice to like my close friends where it's like, oh, if they wanted something, I was like, yeah, here, I'll make these for you, I'll try this. And so I really enjoyed it, so I've just been kind of making this my little hobby on the side. How'd you get into D&D? Okay. Okay. So I was dating a guy, this was a while ago, a hot minute ago. I was dating a guy, and his cousin was like, hey, have you played Dungeons and Dragons before? And I was like, no. And his cousin also, like, the guy I was dating hadn't played either. And we were like, oh, we'll give it a shot. And the guy, he was actually my DM that told me about the Warhammer universe, essentially. But he was like, oh, do you guys want to, like, try Dungeons and Dragons? Like, yeah, sure, I guess we'll try it. And that's how we got into it. That's how I found out about it. So there you go. There's your answer. All right, blue, white, and gold, I think is what we'll do for the other ones. We're probably not getting a response. So we're gonna do a similar method. Oh, that fell. Sorry, my face is gonna be off the screen a lot because I'm making sure I have all the good colors for this. There, we're gonna this. I think a royal blue would be really pretty. Do I have my white? Oh, I think it dried. Oh wait, unless it's in here. In my drawer. Oh, please say it's in here. I would hate it if my white dried up. No, did it dry up? Ah! I had a really good white coloring that was super good, but I think it dried up and now I can't use it. I have a solution. It's not something I would recommend people, but I have a solution. Shame. Okay, let me double check that it's not in here. I don't think it is. I'll have to buy more. Because it's the best one I've got. Anyways, alright, well... What to do? Custom dice making, interesting. Yes, it's very fun. No, you haven't really missed dice. We're prepping. This'll work. Okay, you know how I said earlier to like not use water-based colorants? Well, I'm going to do the opposite of that. I'm going against my own advice. So we're gonna use this blue. It's got a nice sparkle to it, but not like an overpowering sparkle, but it's like a really rich blue. I actually might go grab my blue alcohol ink and make it like darker. Let me see. Hi, elves. They're kind of a lighter blue. Like, they're still blue, but they're not royal blue. I'm content with this shade of blue, actually. I'm not gonna get my other stuff. Sorry. Welcome in, Raiders. Hi, my name is Aurelia Tempris. I am a Warhammer VTuber. Currently, we are making some dice. This is like a little hobby of mine that I recently revealed to my chat. And this is, so I'm showing them how my process goes. So welcome in. It's great to see all of you. I hope you guys had a good time. What were you guys playing today? Or what were you guys doing for your stream? And feel free, if you need to eat, sleep, take a break, please go do all those things. Take care of yourselves. Looks so much fun, and I love your model. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. She look real good. She looks very nice. Oh, I've never seen anyone do custom dice making. Yeah, it's actually it is a very niche thing on the internet. There's YouTube videos if you want to see more of it, but you know, we'll see. We're drawing some comms. Was drawing my daughter. Who's your daughter? Because when you say daughter, I'm kind of like, is that... Oh, I just got blue all over my thumb. Check it. We're going to waste not, want not. I'm going to be scraping my thumb in this bowl. Because when you say daughter, I imagine it's not actually your daughter, but it's like a character. Okay, there we go. This is why makeup wipes are great, because look, watch this. I don't get all of it in the first pass, but by the second or third pass, I get most of it, and we're pretty good. While you wash your hands. My daughter's a rabbit, which, see, I was right. It was like an OC. Okay, doing some blue. I don't need this much. I just want tap, 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 tap. Okay. Okay. Water bases, girl, why? Those are a pain to work with. Talking about for dice making? Also, baby wipes work well for this, but Honestly, I think it's cheaper to get makeup wipes, like that cheapo makeup wipes at the store. No, it's just because, my normal white alcohol ink dried up. The lid was a little cockeyed, and I had to throw it away. So I have to go buy another one. But because of the method I'm using, I feel pretty confident we're not going to create some gross things in the dice. So it's not going to be, it'll stay completely cured. Are you going to put something in the dice? I saw people put like figurines into it. Not today. This is the first time I'm ever doing this on a stream. So I'm not going to do it today, but perhaps in the future I will. This is just for today. All right, I'm going to take things off the counter that I do not need. I'm going to clear my station because here in a second, shoes over here. Okay, because here in a second, we will start pouring dice, and once we start pouring, we cannot stop. Locking a Skaven in a massive D20 would be so funny. People have done stuff like that. I'm not opposed to doing stuff like that. It just takes a lot of prep work and time off screen. Resin casting around a figurine is hard to do right. If you put it in a die and you have a plan, it's actually not too bad. Don't forget my respirator. Thank you. You're being so considerate. I will never forget my respirator. Trust me. I cannot, in good conscience, yell at all of you to wear a respirator if you engage in these projects and then not wear it myself. I don't want cancer. I don't want cancer. Okay, let's set up the workstation. All right. So, we are going to start with... Let me put all of these up here. We got to organize this so it is in the best shape possible. All right, this is going to be our Zinch dice. This here, I'm gonna move some things, so we'll adjust as we go. So you guys have like everything is like front and center. This will be our orc dice. And go pat my kittens. You stay safe with the acrylic. I will. I will stay very safe. Don't you worry. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. So we're gonna work with these two first. Because these are the Pancreas and the DK dice. These are the Orc dice here. I'm actually gonna do it like this. I'll slide these over once we kind of get into the thick of it. Actually, I might just do this. I've never done this for a stream, so prepping them like this is like a little bizarre for me because I'm like, okay, I have to prep so you guys can see, but at the same time, I need to be able to show you what I'm doing. I need to show you what I'm doing and have things ready to go so I can move quickly. Because for this particular resin, I only have about 40 minutes of work time. Now, it's okay for me because we're doing 2 sets of dice pours that are like big swirls. They're called mixed pour or dirty pours. So I don't touch these for like 20 minutes because we need the resin to get like thick and goopy. So we have time, but when you think you have time, you have less than you think. So I'm just trying to operate, you know, in that space. Just being well aware of what we need to do and how much time we have. Okay, these are gonna go here. I have my wake up wipe, I have my scoops, I have this. This is gonna go here because I'll add it afterwards. All right, I think we are about ready. So what I'm going to do is, because my facial tracking is just gonna be messed up. It's gonna be messed up. So because I'm putting my respirator on, I will be having my helmet on during this. My voice is gonna sound weird. I don't know what it's gonna sound like. Yes, heat also affects, so obviously read your resin instructions before you do anything. I didn't say this because it's innate to me, and I already know this. Heat affects curing time. Room temperatures vary. So, as I read off earlier, actually I don't know if I read it off earlier. One of the most important factors to ensure your epoxy resin cures properly is temperature. The ideal temperature for both your craft resin and your workspace is slightly warmer than room temperature, 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 to 40 to 24 degrees Celsius. Resin will not harden properly if the temperature is too low, so some precautions need to be taken during the cold weather. That is also related to humidity. If it is too humid outside, your dice will not cure. So, I am at an appropriate temperature for today. Just consider that. So this resin takes, let's see. This one takes about 45 minutes, if I'm remembering correctly. I actually don't know if it says how much time. It's just, I think it's actually just by my, yeah, no, I think that's just because I've done this enough that I know it takes about 45 minutes. 45 minutes of working time, which means you can mix things, you can still do stuff. You get to a point, it's a mess. It's a mess. All right, drinking water. Yes, Darth Aurelia incoming. Okay. Alright, I am pulling out my respirator. So you will now wear your PPE, people. Or I will give you a very difficult and stern talking to. Okay? Okay. So, okay, good. It still sees my face. How do I sound? Do I need to turn down the music? Oh, my tracking's gonna be so messed up. It's not even seeing my eyes. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty mad. It's actually really mad because, it's having a hard time seeing my face in general. Okay, turn it down. You got it. Turn up my mic. I'm not going to fiddle with the mic because it will only jack things up in the future. Okay, is this better? I'll try to talk louder, but I am muffled because you got to wear your PPE. So I turn the music down. I don't want to turn the mic up because I already have a lot of settings. Do I just... I think what I might do is just keep the model here because the light, it'll still light up, but the model's just going to be really clipped and weird if I keep it up. If I keep my tracking going. Okay, good. Okay, wear your PPE or I will break into your house and I will make sure you wear it. I will forcibly put it on you and then leave. I'll be very disappointed. Okay, put your gloves on. Okay, this basically means I can't touch the computer. Keep extra gloves with you. Don't wear any clothes you like. If you don't want resin on your clothes, don't wear those clothes. Wear a different set of clothes. Okay? Having makeup wipes nearby is really helpful to wipe off your gloves or have a second set of gloves. I have a whole box next to me because I will likely need it. We will see though. I usually go through 1 or 2 sets. Maybe I'll just go through 1 today because I'm not doing blanks. We'll see. Okay. Resin pour. Actually, I can probably just stand and do this. Let me... Hang on. I'm going to adjust my mic, actually.
Normally I can't do this because I have face tracking, but because I am not face tracking, I could probably stand up and do this. Oh, come on, move. Microphone, let go. Of course I'm doing this with gloves on now and it's annoying. Okay. Stop being a butt. Microphone. Oh my gosh. Are we really gonna do this today? You're really gonna do this? On the day of my daughter's wedding. Okay. There we go. Okay. How do I sound? Do I still sound good? Decent, at least. Because I don't want to mess with the mic too much, but I have it. I'm standing up now because it's a lot easier for me to see things. Do I sound fine? Good. I will still try to talk loudly, but this is going to be a lot easier than me sitting in my chair. This actually works out because then I don't have to worry about face tracking. So this is my gross measuring cup. You can't see it unless I turn it. But we need equal parts resin. That is for this specific resin brand. Sometimes it's 1:3, 1:2. This is a 1:1 mixture. So I need a little over 250. So 125-ish of each. I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm going to crouch and make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. So there's that. Another thing makeup wipe is good for. Wipe the rim. Make sure you have a garbage can nearby to throw this away into when you're done. I'm going to put this down. I don't need this one anymore. Now, it is... All right. Someone keep an eye on the time. We have about 45 minutes to work with this, which means at about 2 hours and 15 minutes into the stream, I need to have this in a pressure chamber. So just keep that in mind. Starting about now, we have 45 minutes. As soon as they start interacting, that's when we gotta go. All right, there's that. Wipe this off. Put that in the trash can. We gotta go. All right, first thing you gotta do, really important step to make sure this is cured. You gotta scrape the edges. You gotta scrape the edges of your resin cup to make sure it mixes properly, and the bottom. So you give it a little bit of a stir. You really make sure those edges are scraped. Now, you need to mix this, and this is very annoying to do by hand, which is why I have done the cheating method. Another makeup wipe. So that's gonna run down. I have a mixer that I have that mixes it for me. Come on, turn on, please. I've used it a lot, and I've kind of okay, you stay there. I'm gonna hold this. So this is gonna mix. We need it to mix for like 3 minutes. So, for 3 minutes, we're gonna sit here and talk. You and me. Interesting helmet filter. I'm actually wearing a respirator, which is why I have the helmet on, because I can't do face tracking. It's very angry at that. Yeah, it's annoying to mix this by hand for 3 minutes. I forget how much I got this for. It was like off Amazon. But it's old and dying because I've used it a lot. And the button is almost stuck. I need to get a new one. Yeah, so Bowman is correct here. Using this mixer introduces air into the resin, which is why you put it in a vacuum chamber and or a pressure chamber. Now, there are two different things you can do. You can do the vacuum chamber The vacuum chamber limits your working time because you have to basically pull all the air bubbles out of your resin. I don't prefer that method because I like to have as much working time as possible. So vacuum chambers pull the air bubbles out of the resin. Pressure chambers take your air bubbles and make them microscopically small. They make them very, very small. I prefer that method. And I don't know if you can see, but if you were looking at the stream earlier, look how much clearer that is after a couple minutes of mixing. And this, I have a button on here. Will it do it? It's thinking. But this one also will change the direction sometimes. How are you doing though? I'm doing great. This is great. I love this. Do you do a lot of resin pours? I did more a while ago. But like I've done less since I started streaming because it's kind of involved. But I've been wanting to do more, so I was really happy that I showed you guys that this is another one of my hobbies because I really enjoy it as a hobby. Ideally, you should just work in a vacuum chamber. No. The vacuum chamber will pull the air out of your lungs. Ah. I'm going to lift this up. And with this, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to make sure I get the sides. You can see there's little bits of bubbles in there. That's okay. So we need about 1 more minute, and then I'll feel confident that this is mixed pretty thoroughly. You please just stay. I don't want you spinning. I gotta hold it, or otherwise it's gonna keep spinning. But yeah, if people end up liking this stream, we'll do more of this. Fun. It's fun. I like doing this. Because I think I don't want to say I'm the first, but I've not seen a VTuber do anything like this. So it'd be kind of cool to have this be like my thing. So if I did like commissions and stuff, it'd be kind of fun to do this. And if we like this one, I could show you the finishing process. The pouring, I won't lie, the pouring part is the most fun. It is annoying to sand and to polish. It just is. Okay. It has been about 3-4 minutes. I lift it up to let the resin on the head do its thing. Okay. So I let this go here. Now, that's going to drip. So that's one of the things I got to take care of when we finish up here. Makeup wipe in the trash. Okay. Now, see, it's very clear. Lots of bubbles. So this right here, I need to do about, let's see, 5 times 10. So about 50 of these, 50 milliliters in here for the zinc dice. Actually, we're going to do it like this. I have a smaller measuring cup. Barely read it. I need new cups. Okay. Okay. See, I already got a little bit of resin here. All right. So this, I'm going to pour it into here. I want it to be mostly blue, and then pink, and then I want a little bit of this. So mostly blue and pink with a little bit of the sparkle, just to make it fun. Okay. Now I'll take the sticks, makeup wipe, and I'll just mix this up. Give it a really, really good mix. Oh, Ben, thank you for the 23 months of support. I think you're the first I've seen do this. Does that make you a pioneer for VTubers? I don't know about that, but I just know dice making, handmade dice making is a bit niche. And VTubing is niche. And Warhammer is niche. So doing all of this, perhaps, you're right. So I'm not cleaning my stick here because I don't mind if the blues mix, but I will clean it off before I do the pink. This is gonna be really pretty. I like this already. So I don't think I need any more pigment for the blue. I'm gonna wipe this off, and now I mix it in the pink. The pink is the only one I'm not sure on. I don't work with this neon pigment enough. Blue and pink, Zinch dice. Zinch dice, I was inspired by someone who tried to order dice off the Warhammer store and then they were sold out. I think this pink will be enough. Okay. That looks pretty good. So now we're gonna leave this for about 15-20 minutes. It's pretty liquidy right now, so it's not at the consistency we need. If we pour it right now, it will 100% blend together and look gross. Now, we need some clear for both of those. Let's see, and we're pouring 10, 25. 25. I can do math. I can do math. I can't do math 7 times. So we need about 100 for this. So I'm going to pour about 100 milliliters into this cup that we will save for the other 2 dice sets. The rest we can use for the orcs. But I actually want to keep a little bit of extra just in case I need it. That's... Oh wait, no, we don't need 100. We need like 75. Okay, then we're good then. Let me pour some of this in here. Oh, shoot. Just spilt it all down the side. That's like precious. We don't want to waste that. That should be good. Okay. So now for this, it's just filling these up. But we want to save a little bit of clear so that in case we like run out in one of the dice sets, we have a little bit of extra to work with. Here. Yeah. Ideally, I would like to run out of the orc stuff because I don't want to mess with the other dice. Okay. 15 more minutes? No, I have more than 15 minutes. We started at like 22. I have more than 15 minutes. I basically have until the top of the hour. So we're gonna mix these. These are for our orc dice. Pick this olive green color, this other green color. First American VTuber capable of using metric. It's a day of birth. Well, yeah. To be fair, my measuring cup has ounces on it, but I find milliliters is a little more precise when it comes to something like this. But yeah, you're kind of right about that. I wasn't thinking about that. All right. This will be an interesting set of dice. I hope they don't turn out too ugly. I hope they don't turn out too gross. I don't like that. I don't like the way this looks. How is millimeters a bit more precise than inches? I wonder. Okay, so we have reached a point of something I really don't like here. So I want your guys' thoughts because currently, okay, so this is the greens we have. I don't know if I like this bright green over here. What I can do, irreversible, I can add some green alcohol ink to it. Do we want to do that? Or we can add more green to the olive, which olive does kind of have a more like yellowy color too. So do you think we should add any green to either side? And that's a question. Also, here's a reference. See how like easy this thing swirls around and moves? We want it to be syrupy like honey. I just don't know. I just don't feel like, so this is a very much a warm shade of green. This is a cooler shade. Make the green more green. Bright green, orc, olive green, Nurgle. Okay, so then that's kind of what I was thinking. This gave me more Nurgle vibes. So we're going to do, we'll just do one drop at a time and see what we think. I'll probably need to do a couple drops in order to change the color significantly. That was 4 drops right there for anyone watching at home. And sometimes the mica powder will just overpower anything, so we might not even get a good change in shade. I do think it has improved. It has a more of a... I do think it looks better already. It looks less yellow, which I think is really good. Olive green now looking Nurgle thick, yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. That looks a lot better to me. Wipe this off. I'm pulling my makeup wipes out of the trash because I don't want to leave them on the counter. But that's what I'm using to wipe stuff off. Okay, both of these will sit because, see, they're really liquidy right now. We'll come back. What we will do in the meantime is we are going to mix a little bit of this. We don't need a lot, which I probably put too much powder in here anyways. We just need enough for this pipette to put a little bit of swirl of color in. So this is for the DK dice. Doing this lovely purple that has like a blue tint underneath. It looks blue to you guys, but it is purple. But it has a lovely like shade of blue. Like a very, very light blue. So this, we're actually going to prep this. Because this is ready to go, and we will start this in a second. Pipette. Have that pipette get ready to go. Now, this is our blue, Azurian blue. Very nice color. I might have to do this part by hand because it needs to be at a good angle. Great. Now this, letting the pipette work on its own is big brain. I try to. Look, you don't have a lot of time here. And when you have this many dice to pour, you gotta work quickly. So I just put 1 drop of this white in here because, like I said, acrylics and resin, they don't like each other. So I have to be really, really light with it. Otherwise, it won't cure properly. But that seems to be the color. It's not as bright as I'd like, but usually the whites don't get super bright. Okay. Yeah, the blue one didn't do as much as I want. Okay. So while we're here, I'll just hold this because I don't have anything else to prep. I've been pretty efficient, just kind of due to practice. I'll just sit here and let it soak up all the white. And then I'll probably redo the blue. The purple one was pretty good. That one worked well on its own. But sometimes you have to babysit it. Americans do use metric when they're making ammunition doing science of any kind. Yes. Yes. That's pretty much good. We have a little bit extra white in there if we need it. We probably won't. Okay. This. Redo. Blue. Yeah, when you manage it yourself, you get more in there. Like you see, the blue is going to have more purple, but sorry, this pipette's going to have more blue in it than the purple did on its own, just because I'm holding this container at an angle and it can just soak up more. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Whoop! I just fell over. Okay. Stay. No, stay. You butts. Fine. Do whatever you want. Okay. So this is for pancreas. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our clear resin. We're not gonna use all of it. We're filling about halfway to 2/3 up each little mold. The reason why we're not going all the way is because the rest of the resin is going to be used from these. Sorry, I'm really hunched over like a shrimp. I'm going to take some of this out. Will I have enough? I think I'll have enough. I'm good. I try to be careful. So, let's see. We have been working for about 20 minutes. I need 5 more. Let me check. That's not anywhere close. We need another like 10 minutes on those. Ouch. So, like these, we need these to be a little bit thicker, so we have like individual colors that don't like blend into each other. The pancreas dice, those will be fun because we'll have like a nice white and blue, and we'll do like the swirls, they'll go around each other. It'll be really nice. Very pleasant looking dice. And then the DK dice, we're gonna wait till pancreas's dice are done because we need to put the blue flakes in here. I don't even think we'll need this much. I always make sure I have extra. I don't even think I need all this. So I'm gonna put some of this back in here in case another set needs clear resin. Like if something is lacking. Well, now I put too much in there. Is that right? Put too much back. So we will do this. Time to mix. Got our lovely blue flakes in here. Did you say viscosity would be right at 20 minutes? It needs at least 20 minutes. It's not exact, it kind of depends. I just kind of got to look at it. DK dye sounds like a technical dye. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so this is for pancreas over here. The DK one's over here. The DK's got to have the, yes, it's got to have the blinks. Same thing here. We fill it up. This one's 2/3 because we don't have, we only have one extra color we're adding. No. I still have plenty in here, so I did not need nearly, I did not need all of this. What we will do, because we're only doing one color and I'm not as worried, we're going to do some purple swirls inside here. Make sure you guys can see this properly. So, you want to be consistent with your squeeze. As you can see here, there's no bubbles in the pipette, at least in this little section, which means it's not going to do weird things. If you have a bubble, I'd squeeze out a little bit and make sure there's just no bubble sitting there. So I'm going to do a quick little, I put it in there, barely squeeze, and I can do like just a little boom. Hard to see from your guys' side, but that's going to end up looking really nice when you do like a basic swirl. That's what I'm talking about, this air bubble here. So you'll just kind of squeeze until the air bubble is gone. So there was a little air bubble that was in there. I know how to deal with those, so I wasn't like surprised when that came up. But you just want to pace yourself when you're using a pipette, especially if you've limited how much resin you have. I know I have enough for the other 3 dice, so I'm not too concerned. Just filling up again. Oh, I'm shrimping so hard. This sucks. Ow. Oh, that was a big bubble. I'm gonna need to go back through with a little bit of extra resin. That one does not have enough purple in it. Okay, that's good. More purple. A little bit of purple on top. So we're gonna leave this as it is for now. This trash, you can't use that again because it'll harden. It's not gonna work out. So that is the DK dice. We're gonna let this sit for a little bit. Not for too long because my molds, as you can see, the resin is pooling this way. So we're just gonna slide this over here. We'll put the lid on it later, but we're not gonna put it on now because we still have other dice to pour. And we're not ready to put it in the pressure chamber. Oh shoot. I think it's this one, yeah. Okay, that's that. Okay. Pancreas dice. I'm gonna do the white first. Oh, that was weird. I don't like that. All right, I'm gonna let the white sit actually. The white needs to pull back down into the cup. Because it went all the way down to the end I didn't want. So we're gonna do the blue first. Same process. You guys can see the swirls a lot better in this one. We want a little bit more resin in here. Okay, there we go. That's better. Blue. And don't worry guys, once these are cured, these take 24 hours to cure. Once they're cured, I will take a picture and I will post them in the Discord. It just, takes time to cure. All right, I don't need any more blue, so we're good there. Now we're getting the white. All right. Now the white is going in here. Now for this one, I'm doing 2 different colors. I try to make sure each color has its own special section, so I try not to make them overlap too much. But as you can see, they're very distinct. They're separate from each other, which is what makes some of these look really cool, because they're not gonna blend. I need a little bit more white. Oh no! I just need a little bit more. Scrape, 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 scrape. Okay, go, go, go. I need more white. Which I'm not in a rush. I still have enough time to get to these because they're not quite there yet. Okay. Now to top this off, we're going to put a little bit of clear on top of some of these, because what you want for your dice is you want the dice to be a little bit more full so that you have a good seal on the mold, so that you don't run out of material. Because with a pressure chamber, if your dice leak too much, for example, if it falls off the lid, that means you're going to have voids in your dice, and you don't want that. These are going to look really nice. I'm kind of excited. They give me kind of like a marble look. So these are going to give you kind of a cat's eye look, I believe, when they come out. Another downside that you guys won't get to see until later is that these are matte, so you won't really see how nice they look until they're polished and everything. Okay, now, like that, we're done with that. These 3 are going to move over here. I should have cleared off some other things that I'm not using, but okay. We have got the orc dice. So we have this extra clear that we'll see if we end up using, and then these other there. Make sure you guys can still see everything. these all very close together because when I inevitably pour them, I'm just going to go straight into the next one. It'll be pretty fast. So I've got to move quickly. Okay. I always set up the lids so I know what direction to flip them on. Like this, I know the lid is going to go like that. So I don't have to fiddle and try to like push it on. And this one we'll do last. Okay. The orc dice, so it's still a little runny, even though we're getting really close. Let me test. Even though we're getting really close to the deadline. The orc dice can be a little bit more runny. I want more of a distinct look with the Tzeentch dice. So, here's a trick. You gotta go a little slow. This is still very workable. But it's okay if these colors mix a little bit. I'm not too upset. So what I do to start off with is to make sure the colors are properly mixed and like ready to go. Is that I'll pour into like another basin, and once I'm like, okay, because you can see this one is gonna get to the surface before the other one does, I try to hold the cup so it does it. Ah, screw it, let's just go. So I give it a little bit of a swirl as it's going in. Oh, these will look cool. I like these already. So my priority is filling up this big 10 mold first. This mold of like the 10 dice. And then from there, I'll do the individual 5s because I want to make sure I have enough resin. Ooh. I may not have enough for all of this. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Oh, I don't think I can make it. Okay. So you see, I did not have enough here. What I can do, I could probably have enough to finish this one. This is why you keep your extra resin. One sec. Get everything I can out of this. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Okay. So now, got all of our clear resin. I'm going to change my gloves because I need to grab my other containers. So I'm going to swap other gloves on. Ugh! Sweaty hands! No, sweaty hands make it hard to put gloves on. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Why? No, I know I have double glove before, but it's annoying because these gloves actually fit my hands like about perfectly. And sometimes I don't need to double glove, so it's just a waste of gloves. Don't do that. Don't. I already have resin spilling on the... Ah! You butt. Get on. Fine, whatever. Not like I care anyway. And I'm going to add a couple drops of green to this olive. Oh, come on. I'm going to kill something. Oh, come on. Thank goodness. I did not clean the spoon, but that's okay. Okay. All right. Mixy, mix, mix, mix. Mix, 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 mix. Oh yeah, now it's getting thick. Now it's getting thick. Okay, a bit of a green in here. A couple drops. Good enough for me. We might as well pour some in here. See what we can get. We're not getting a whole another set here. I probably reserved too much resin for one of the other sets. That's why we're not getting a full. That last set's not gonna be super full. There we go. Resin on that. These are all. This has excess. Good. All right, that one's good. Really quickly, because I think I'm gonna. No, actually, wait. We can wait. Almost there. The last set. The Zinch dice. Tight. Ooh, it's feeling warm. Oh, come on. Go, just go, go, go. It's not gonna have, this one is not gonna have as nice of a swirl, but I can still see the distinct colors, which is what I'm going for, which is why we wait so late. I'm so sorry, my hand is blocking most of this. Now we're just gonna make sure all the dice, ooh, that's gross, out of there. There, punk. That was a bit of dried resin from a previous project. That's why it's probably better you have a clean cup, but it's been a hot minute since I cleaned these. Okay. Make sure all of these are filled to the brim. Okay. Now, not necessary, but really good. Lighter. Pop surface bubbles. It helps limit large bubbles in your work. A quick run over. All right, now we close them all, and then I have to leave to go put this in a pressure chamber. We've got to rush, and I mean a rush. So you put the lid on, and then you kind of smush it down real nice. Smush it down. Mods, let the ad run, because I'm going to have to step out while I clean this up. Smush. Nice gentle smush. This, I'm going to have to scrape some resin off here, because some of that resin fell off, and I need it on here. Okay. Nice even smush. Making this helps by rubbing it kind of nicely like that. Make sure the resin like doesn't raise the lid up. Because sometimes if you just set it down and you don't like massage it in, the lid will raise, and it is heartbreaking. Trust me, it sucks. Sucks so much. And you're like, I worked so hard, and the lid rose. I'm gonna put a little bit more clear around this guy. Yeah, I'm really hitting the time limit here. It is getting goopy. Okay, check the edge. Smush, smush. Blank's not a big deal if there's like giant bubbles or voids in it, because you're gonna put it in a set of dice with a shell, so not a huge deal. Okay, now I have this little shelf that I bought to go into my pressure chamber. So we're going to do these, this one, oh dang it, so got this, This one will go on this other shelf. I'll be good. Okay. Now I have to run. I'm going to clean all of this up and we will continue, but I've got to go. So I'm putting my be right back screen up because I will be right back. I will see you guys in a second, okay?
I have returned. I have, as they say, returned. Yes, I was making sure the molds were positioned appropriately. Whew. Before we have everything that has uncured resin removed from the room. And room was pretty well ventilated. Yes, it is. Don't worry. I made sure before I did the stream that everything was going to be well ventilated. And honestly, this is probably one of my best setups because I do not even sense the presence of the resin because I cleaned up so good. I cleaned it up very nicely. And I guess one of the things that we will do while we are on stream today, we have to finish painting Froggy's dice. So we'll do that. We'll do that today while we're here. So why not? Why not? I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink. Nice desk. Thank you. Gotta clean my marble. Polish it. I live. I did not die of the cancer. Okay. I had to replace my trash bag because I threw it out with my garbage bag. That actually worked really well. Considering I cleaned it up that fast, I'm impressed with myself. Pretty sure this is the paint I used. We are making her dice. We're painting them. It's a very easy process. For the most part. Oh. I can't believe she just drank without anyone doing the hydrate redeem. Oh no, how dare she? How dare she do that? So this is not my normal method for painting dice. I actually have like a pouring medium that I use that makes the numbers easier, but because we're using a Citadel paint, I decided not to do that. Not gonna lie, I didn't see PPE at first and I had to read it twice. Did you think I said wear your PP? That'd be kind of funny. That would be kind of funny. So with this method, I usually have to do 2 coats because the paint doesn't stay on as nice unless I use my pouring medium. But I already committed earlier to this shade. I asked her what color she wanted, and that was the shade she was looking for. So unfortunately, it's just going to be a little it's not going to be as nice as it normally is, but she did want this particular color. All right. Wear your pee. Oh, wear your pee. No, don't wear your pee. Okay. Don't wear your pee. But overall, so I know that was so incredibly rushed, and, you know, I didn't really have a plan for today's stream, but how did everyone feel about it? Like, give me, if you got any criticism, as long as you're being nice about it. Like, I want to hear it if there's things I could have improved, because I was just like, you know what, let's just do it. I don't have a plan. Because one of the things I think I want to improve is that I want to have, a bit more of an idea of what I want to do for the dice sets in advance. I do like having your guys' input, but I think it's, you guys may enjoy it more if I explain as though I already have a plan. Heart monitor idea? Okay. That's not what I was expecting, but I can understand. You could, because I was running to make sure I got this in the compressor, well, not in the compressor, in the pressure chamber and hooked up appropriately, because I had to do a couple things to make sure everything looked nice. Okay, heart monitor idea. Let's see, what else? If there was anything else. Pretty sure your heart rate rose up more when you're fighting with the gloves. Probably. Oh my gosh. I was getting annoyed because I was like, okay, like, I have time, but I don't have that much time. Like, I need these to go on. That's kind of funny. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that was kind of accurate. I was very much like a little stressed out. I was like, come on, man. Normally my hands don't get super sweaty and I can usually switch gloves really fast. I think it was the combination of me streaming, like, that made my hands super sweaty, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. Oh, gotta go a little bit there. It was a very nice first dice stream. Maybe get either bot or 3D print figures on standby for dice ideas. Yeah, I think next time I do want to have more ideas, because like I had a concept. So like if someone said, hey, make dice for stim, I already had something in mind that I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. But I won't lie, for pancreas I didn't really have much of an idea. For DK, going off like a VTuber avatar, super easy. I'm like, okay, I think these are the vibe. And what I'll probably do for his dice, so you know how we have the blue flakes with kind of the rainbow and then the purple, we're gonna do the white checker on it. I think that'll look good. And then I'm gonna do like a blonde color for the numbers, so like the color of his hair. I think that'll look really nice and kind of bring the whole set together. That's the plan anyways. Could make a Discord channel where you give you ideas and you could try to do the ones that hype you up the most. Oh yeah, here's what I'll do. I will put it in the subscriber Discord channels. That might, or do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that. Because I also want to get ideas for future dice drops. Beastman dice on the horizon. I think I know what I want to do for Beastman dice. And, that would be really funny. As a play on the yes-no dice, you can make heresy loyal dice. I'm not familiar of yes-no dice. Hang on. Is it just like dice that say yes and no? Oh. Oh, I see. I see. You could have the suggestions channel be sub only and then have a public vote. Okay, okay. How often would you want to see a stream like this? And follow-up question. And perhaps this is more of a question for like down the line. Would you want me to make video content? Oh, wait, yeah, resin coins. Okay, okay. I can investigate that too, because I've done some 3D modeling, so I can make them. I just need someone else to print them for me. My 3D printer, I cannot be bothered to try to troubleshoot my resin 3D printer after I troubleshot it for like ever. Oh. Once a month sounds pretty nice. Video content will be awesome. Because I can do that, because then I think it would be good to do like a portion of, hey, these are the drops for next month, because I think if I do dice drops on a monthly basis, I don't mind that. We'll see, because I'm trying to figure out how often I should do it, because I need to find a good like split, because before, when we did the dice drop, it worked out well because I was also doing a standard merch drop, which basically means most people were already going to get a piece of merch. So they didn't have to do much in terms of like extra packaging. But I guess that's a conversation that I can have behind the scenes to see what makes the most sense, because I won't say what my cut is for the other items that I get, but for the dice that I make, I get a higher revenue split because I made them. Learn smithing so you can make coins and other such things. Oh gosh, I already have too many hobbies. This is a hobby. The dice making is a hobby. And doing it once a month makes an event. Video content is way easier to watch. Okay. Because, I mean, I could record some stuff on my own. I just don't know, like, how many people would like it. But I feel like it might be more enjoyable than, some other dice making videos. No hate to them, but like, do you have a cool avatar in the corner telling you about how to make dice? I don't think so. Yeah, I can look at that. I just need to see what like kind of market what I can fill, because one of the issues is that the dice making, I think, started around like COVID time. Like a lot of hobbies kind of kicked off around COVID. So a lot of stuff has already been done. And like figuring out how much actual interest there is there. Custom Blood Bowl block dice. Oh, yes, I do want to make those. Those would be really fun. I could totally design them. It's just I just need them printed. I just need them printed. That's pretty much it. I'll have to go tool around and look and see who can print stuff for me. Because I have a specific resin that I would need it printed with. Oh, actually, I think I know someone. I will have to reach out. I will have to reach out and see what I can do. Okay, let's see. This is pretty much dried. We'll do I'm just going to flip these over, and we'll do the second coat after I do. There you go. A monthly basis would work to keep it consistent. As I think about it, every 2 weeks could work as well if the first half is talking about the next dice drop to let peeps know ahead of time. Second week is the new release dice working on the next patch dice. Yes. Because that would work, because it's not just... So pouring dice, you guys just witnessed the fun part of dice making. Pouring the dice is the most fun because you can be creative and do all the colors. Sanding and polishing aren't nearly as fun, but it's still enjoyable in its own way. Once you're done polishing, oh, it's nice. It's a very good feeling when you see it all polished. Okay, so if we did it, well, okay, so it's like 1 week we do the casting, the next week, like the 2 weeks later, we do the sanding and the polishing and the painting. And then we can, okay. I see. Okay. Now, I will have to have a conversation with my team at Orchid 8, since they're the ones doing the shipping for me. I could do shipping, but I like my privacy. That's a shame, because it's like I could... I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Because I would like to ship it myself, because I would be able to make more. But having a storefront that's already up is super helpful. Yeah, I'd have to think about it. Get a P.O. box. Yeah, I could get a P.O. box, but, like, having P.O. boxes kind of... They triangulate your location in a way. Where if it's like, oh, okay, so, like, someone is, like, she is vaguely in this area. Like, I still don't like that. I like being, like... I like being mysterious. And, yeah, P.O. boxes are expensive, but... I would do it if I was putting out dice on a regular basis. Okay, I'm gonna let those dry. Ideally, you wouldn't know which hemisphere she is in. Well, I feel like I have already said I'm in the United States, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I may have already said such a thing. As fun as this seems, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. I've only made one set of dice and they're made from carved wood. My skills are far too simplistic for this. Actually, anyone could do this. Anyone can do this. Like, I started and I didn't have a pressure chamber or anything. I just mixed resin and I put pretty colors in. And I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. And, like, I bought a cup that had, like, the little splits on it. And those look really nice. So it is something you can do. If you want to do specific, like, methods, like, yeah, you gotta practice, but it's not impossible. Yeah, you don't have to be perfect, just have fun with it and learn as you go. Like, I've done a lot of pours. That's how I knew all the things I needed to do. Like, I knew I needed to wait 20 to 25 minutes before some of the the resin was ready to be used, I was like, okay, we gotta wait. But before, I've made that mistake where I didn't wait long enough. Like, I even still made mistakes today because it's been a little bit since I've made some dice. But yeah. So I'll talk with the Orchid 8 team, see what's possible and what makes sense, because based on their answer, it'll inform how often I do dice drops. And maybe what I'll do is that I'll just do really big dice drops. So perhaps, like, let's say I do it once a quarter. I have 3 different, like, themes for dice. So it's like, okay, we're doing orcs, dark angels, and imperial fists, go. And that's just what I have out there. But don't do them as often, but still have a lot of dice available. This is one of your hobbies. Mine include making chainmail fidget items. Oh, I've seen those. Those are cool. Those are really cool. Don't mind me. I'm just cleaning my marble slab while I wait for some of this to dry. So we'll see. It would be really nice if I could cut costs and just ship things myself. But anonymity is my best friend. Not because I've done anything wrong, I like being anonymous. I like being anonymous. I fear that might cause a bit of a burnout if you have to make a large volume of the same dice. Oh, so let me clarify. What I was saying was that every month I would do a different set of dice, and it would be like one stream is the pour, a stream 2 weeks later is the sanding and the polishing and the painting. And then the next month, a new pour, a new set of sanding, polishing, painting, like that. So I'm not doing them in one giant batch. Oh gosh, I'd want to die. I mean, making as many dice as I did, I made about 60. I made about 60 for the merch drop. That was a lot. Because I did all of those in, like, I think 2 separate pours. I think so. So it was a lot to make, but yeah, I would not do it all in one go. It's not fun. The polishing takes the longest, but boy, is it worth it. You guys can't even see how, like, shiny these are. You guys can only get, like, a little glimpse of how shiny these get. But I'm glad you guys seem to like it. Were there any, okay, legit, like, dead serious, because I didn't see any, and if I missed it, if one of you said it and I missed it, I want to hear it again. Do you have any criticisms or like improvements? I know one person said it's like having like a plan in advance, and that was kind of something that I said, but was there anything here that you're like, oh, this could have been better, Aurelia? I would just like to know. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that on YouTube. Just got a notification that chat disconnected on the YouTube side. I have never seen that before. That was weird. I have never seen that. Okay, they're still there, but that's kind of bizarre. Oh, the last pour was out of frame. Oh, shoot, my bad. My bad. That's fair. Okay, so clear, make it easier to see the pour. Sorry about that, man. You did not say the quote from Bane about the mask. It's been hella chill and fun. Okay. All right. Well, I will also take a look at this and see what I can also improve on. That is a good point. I didn't realize I had accidentally done that last pour out of frame. Yeah, normally I don't have to worry about that when I do my pours, but I definitely have to consider that better. I can probably shrink my model so she's not like in the frame as much. Get another camera at a different angle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd have to, if I got another camera to do it at a different angle, that would be good. My only concern is, like, if I wanted to adjust the camera angle mid pour, I would probably have to take my gloves off because I don't want to get resin on my keyboard or on my Stream Deck. But that's a good point. Resin time is key. You might get better swirl when you wait a bit longer. Clear resin to cure before mixing color. So I think I understand what you're saying. The reason why I mix the pigment in first is because it's really hard to get a good mixture in if you wait until like the resin is thicker to try to mix it and you're already on the clock. So that's why I mix it in first. I probably for the orc one, I should have waited a little longer, but I didn't necessarily want that one to have really distinct and defined swirls. But for the Tzeentch one, I did. But the pink, I will say, the pink kind of vanished in it. You know, time will only tell. When we take the dice out tomorrow, and by we, I mean me. I'll have to see if that turned out nice. I'll post pictures in the Discord too. I'll put it in the Aurelia art channel because that's technically art by Aurelia. There's, oh, the music. Oh, like, so making different music. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, currently it has to be kind of quiet. I should turn it back up because the poor, I get muffled because of my respirator. There we go. Sometimes it's fine to drop pigment right before you end mixing the clear resin to have consistent color. I mean, yeah, personal preference. I like having as much time as possible at the end. And the colors, I've not ever noticed that it's been inconsistent in the mixture. In that way. I've not ever observed that. So I never determined that to be an issue. I'll have to think on that. I've never seen that in all the dice pours I've done. Interesting thing to consider. Okay, so in 2 weeks, I guess we will be doing a finishing stream. I'll probably at the same time do... Oh, actually, I might finish Pancreas's dice early because he's going to be going to Adepticon and then I can ship his dice to him because I know what he's doing. Dark enough? Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of touch up. So these are all drawing. I got a little touch up on the edges here. Okay. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to try out this new resin. Unfortunately, it's gonna mess up everything I know about like the consistency. I worked with craft resin so much. So this new resin that I just got gifted, I am very excited to try it out because I've heard it's really good. But yeah, unfortunately now it'll mess with what I know in terms of consistency, pouring times. But I've heard it is really clear. Craft resin is really clear and pretty yellow resistant. Because I will say, if any of you do have Aurelia dice or resin dice, epoxy resin dice, keep them out of the sun. Because if you leave them in the sun, they will start to yellow because of the UV rays. So just keep that in mind. Don't leave them in the sun. Do not leave them soaking in water. That's bad for them. I do. I don't know if I didn't. I am excited to see how the Tzeentch dice turn out. I really hope they turn out nice. If you do a General Grievous face instead of the number 6 for Pancreas, he'll lose it. I would need to get custom dice made for that. And custom molds. I can make a General Grievous on a die. Dang it, printed is the other the other thing. There's so many little projects. Actually, so I need to make Blood Bowl dice. I'll probably make them smaller. Unfortunately, like, it's really nice to have dice this size for, like, kind of a standard, like, a Yahtzee game. But if you... It's easier to do bulk sets when they're smaller. So I might even make these smaller than they are. Ow. Oh. The duality of a new medium. You get to enjoy the ways in which it's different. You have to deal with the ways it's different. Yes. Yes. Yes, always wear your PPE. We're done. We don't have to wear the PPE now, but we wore it earlier. It's okay, nerds don't see the sun. We're allergic. Oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. I didn't want to assume. I go outside on occasion, you know. Why would someone soak their dice in water? I don't know. I don't know. It's just more like keep it in a dry, cool place. I have a set of dice that are smaller than 1 millimeter. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And welcome in, Ragnar. Good to see you. Checking up on my dice here. Okay. Almost done. This is good. I'll have these ready to go. Pancreas's dice should be pretty easy. I'll probably work on those on my free time. Those won't take me very long. 6-sided dice are much easier to do than standard D&D dice because they're flat. They're flat, easy shapes. Spectre, thank you for the super chat. Normal girls. Oh my gosh, look at the finish on your nails. That's so darling. Nerd girls. Oh my gosh, guys, look how pretty the resin for my dice is. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Thank you for the super chat. I was really excited when I found out about this hobby. I'm like, you can make your own dice? That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty great. Oh, do more of this. Did I already do this one? I don't know if I did. We're just gonna put more paint in there. Say I didn't. Let's try. Well, now here's the thing. We need to make Aurelia coins. We gotta decide what the emblem's gonna be on the coin. I looked it up, they're closer to 1 centimeter. Yeah, Bowman, when you said 1 millimeter, I'm like, that's this big. It's like this big. It's really tiny. 1 centimeter, that's that. I was like, there's no way you have 1 millimeter dice. You are pulling my leg. You are pulling my leg. Aurelia on one side, Skitter on the other. I was probably just gonna do an emblem on one side. So it's like heads or tails and only one side has a side. Because if you have a clear coin, like if you imagine the coin being clear, you'd see the paint on both sides and looks kind of ugly. Looks kind of ugly. One side the Imperial Eagle, I will get sued. I can't do that one, I'll get sued. I'm in the middle of a 3D printing class. I think you gave me an idea for my next project, making custom dice. Yeah, enjoy. Enjoy. I hope it goes well. Now, the last one, and then we can clean this up. How long have we been streaming? Oh, almost 3 hours. Time goes by really fast in Apor. So you have 45 minutes, but it is like the shortest 45 minutes of your life. At least that's what it feels like for me. You gotta go, 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 go. And surprisingly, people underestimate this. The prep work takes up like way more time than you think. We were already streaming for about an hour, like an hour and a half prepping things. And I know I was like kind of yapping and not 100% focused, but prepping takes a lot of time. What about the eagle on your chest piece? Oh, I could totally do that. You right, you right. Well, maybe we'll do a vote, or maybe I'll do both. I can talk to someone about getting things printed. Ew, Lorgar on one side. Gross, disgusting. Eagle or phoenix? It's a phoenix on my chest plate. I just didn't want to like correct him. Like, oh, how dare you? It's not an eagle. It's a phoenix. It's. So let me take some notes here. Shouldn't need this anymore. It should be. Oh, I did have to touch up one of the other numbers. I don't remember on which die. Okay. Dice notes. So we need Blood Bowl dice. I heard someone mention D10s. That's for the tabletop games, correct? Wrath and Glory. I want some D100s. So are you saying as in it is a dice with 100 sides, or it is two D10s that make up a 100? So, for example, you have one that's the 10s and one's that's the, like a single digit. Is that correct? Two D10s, okay. So one is 10s, 1s. So let's start with Wrath and Glory. Wrath and Glory. How many do you have of each? And are there particular colors? Does it matter? This is important because this may inform future things I do. Because if there is more interest in 6-sided dice, I'll do more of those and do less 10-sided, like... So 2. Yeah, 2d10s is the way to go. I was like, you could do that, but I don't think that's what you guys are talking about. Yes, Sanguinius' love will protect me. Thank you very much, Palak. So Wrath and Glory is Wrath and Glory is D6s. And one dice is usually a different color. Okay, so then... Wait. So World of Darkness... Hang on. So, I have in the past made some Vampire the Masquerade dice. I don't know if they're any good, though. We'll see. Just kind of like a fun little side project. So, okay. Yeah, I made some. I had a friend who was like interested in some Vampire the Masquerade dice, so I did some tests. They turned out okay. It's the sort of thing if people are interested, perhaps it's just like, I don't know. Okay, so let's just start. So Wrath and Glory. I've heard something about D6s, but I've also heard something about D10s. Which is it? Is it both? Because so one of them said D6s and one is a different color. How many D6s? Is it 5 regular dice and one colored, different colored one? I just want to make sure I, like, do this correctly. Okay, so one color. 5 another. The notes aren't going to make sense, they're just for me. Is there a difference in marking, or is it just a regular D6 1 through 6? Let's see, Bubble dice this. I'll just make a note here. Aurelia coin. Let's see, what else was I gonna do? D&D sets? Question mark? Technically, what you can do is pour 2 sets of 6, swap 1 dice over, and do that. Okay, yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Sometimes 5 and 6 have different markings. Yeah, sometimes like if it's a symbol, I can see that. 2 wrath dice if you're using psyker powers. Yeah, that's kind of the hard thing though, because I don't have like it's like, is it a set of 6 or is it a set of 7? And I'll probably just keep it a set of 6. Okay. So Crucible does 7. Okay, so we will... Okay, 7, I mean, if you're already doing 6, 7 seems pretty reasonable. We could probably do that. Okay. Wrath and Glory. D10. So D10s now. Now we're talking about D10s. What does that go to? Mods, ban those guys! Ban those guys! They know what they did. They've committed crimes. Thank you, Automod. Ban them! Ban them! Good. Good. I'm kidding, mods. Don't ban them. But give them a stern talking to. Give them a stern talking to. Oh my gosh. Okay. D10s. D10s go to what game? Wrath and Glory? I just want to make sure I understand. We're going to start cleaning up Froggy's dice. I'm really excited. I'm actually like I'm looking forward to pulling the dice out of the pressure chamber. I'm like really excited about this. I haven't poured dice in a little bit. And when you do dice where it's like a giant blanket, like for example, I did a lot of gold dice. It was like, it's a lot of the same. It's not as exciting when you have a couple different like patterns and like colors. You're like, ooh, that's pretty. That there. We're just doing touch-ups on some of the other dice to make sure I didn't miss anything. I believe only older systems like Dark Heresy use D100 systems. Okay, well what I can do is that I can make a mold for like a D100, and then like if I have extra material, I can. It's not hard if I'm like, oh, I have some extra black or I have some extra whatever color. Just throw those up there. Extra resin is not a bad thing to have. I actually think I need to do another coat on the 4 here. The other ones look a lot darker, so we're gonna coat this up. Yeah, that makes sense why I have some like gaps in the 4s. There we go. Okay. Woo! I'm throwing things. I'm throwing things, chat. It's bad. You know, we need D2s. D2s are coins. D2s are coins. How would we feel about D&D dice? I know a lot of people kind of lean more towards Warhammer here. Would we be interested in D&D sets? Have you ever tried making D20s or Smithdowns? Yeah, I've tried. They're a little harder. I'm just trying to see, like, And maybe what we'll do is we'll have on the Discord server, we'll get a gauge, see what the ratios are. Yeah, icosahedrons are a lot harder. So, for example, I did not make this. This is just a die I bought. It has a duck inside. Pouring them, easy. But like finishing them is a lot harder because when you're sanding them, you have a smaller area to work with. Like the faces are smaller. So you don't have a lot of like space, and it's really easy to make them uneven. Like if you press a little too hard, then you have to sand all the other ones at like the same rate. This D6 is like it's a cube. Cubes are way easier to sand. Looks at my 8 pounds of dice. I can use more D&D dice. Yeah, you could always use more D&D dice. How many dice have been made by your Oshi? Or your streamer? I bet not many, or none. I also use makeup wipes to clean up the numbers, the paint off the dice. It works a lot better than isopropyl alcohol, and you don't have to deal with the smell or the gross feeling on your hands. I may or may not have bought multiple 100 plus sets from Amazon. That's a lot of sets. I don't think I have that many. I think I bought a pack of like D&D sets because I was DMing for a bunch of like new players, and none of them had dice, so I just spent like whatever, it was like $30 to get like 7 or 8 sets of like the regular dice. And I was like, okay, we'll just do that. So I have a lot of dice because of that, but I also have some like handmade ones that are really nice and pretty. Because I was like, oh, those are nice. But I have like okay. Hear me out, guys. This is my kind of like my rule. I don't roll with my own dice. Because every time I make dice and I try to like use them in a game, they never work for me. I always roll poorly. So I never roll them. And chat, I promise you, any dice that I have ever made, I do not roll them. So when you receive your dice, the first ever rolls are yours and yours alone. Why does everyone say that? Every time I say I make my own dice, they're like, weighted dice? I'm like, no. Come on, don't you guys know me? I'm not the cheating type. I'm not the cheating type. Your avatar looks beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like her. She is very pretty. I made sure she was very pleasant to look at. But what if we want you to roll them to get the bad rolls out of them? Here's the thing. I have pretty solid luck with other D&D dice. Like, I roll pretty well. Like, for example, for most D&D sessions, I will maybe at least half the time for a D&D session, I will roll at least one natural 20 a session. Or if not, I roll like usually above 15s. And this is with different dice sets, mind you. Did you ever hear about the cheating toilet incident? Yes. Oh my gosh, so dumb. Try to flush your dice down the toilet and you just proved that they were cheating dice. So dumb. So dumb. Just say you cheated and call it a day. You just that's just embarrassing. But yeah, no, I don't cheat. And all my other dice rolls are just fine. It's just when I try to play with my own dice, it just doesn't ever go well. I've tried because I'm like, oh, I really want this specific style dice for a specific character, and I don't want to pay someone to do it. I can just do it, and I can have pretty dice, and they roll badly. It's so weird, and I'm like, man, can I not have nice things? The dice are like, nope, you cannot. Not allowed, illegal. Okay. Did I do the 4 on this one? I did. There you go. Frog dice. Oh, you guys can see the white. That's nice. So yeah, we get the frog dice with the web. We initially talked about doing some green dice, but what she wanted was a little bit more complicated. Do you need to do anything special to make the dice balance, or does that happen naturally? So when you're adding just a pigment, not a problem. It doesn't change anything. It's just adding color. So you don't need to do anything different. They are going to be balanced anyways. If you're adding something like flowers, it may affect the balance a little bit, but I really put really tiny flowers in there. Yeah. Have you thought about finding another dice maker with the same self jinx? You make theirs and they make yours? No, I haven't. Maybe I should branch out. Getting a dice rolling squire for the homemade dice. Fair. I just hire someone like, here, hold my stuff. Yeah, these turned out lovely. I hope Froggy likes them, which I think she does, because we've already talked about this more than once. So she knows what these look like already. It's not a surprise to her. I'm just finally getting around to finishing them. With my busyness at the end of the year and then doing debut prep, I did not get around to them. So yeah, those will go to Miss Frog, and she will love and cherish them. Oh, and Lance, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. You could have rolled them. I could have, but I told you I don't do that. What you roll when you get your dice for the first time is how they will behave for you. It's very important. Wait, what? Is she streaming? Oh, I thought you were saying Froggy will not, and I was like, huh? I was like, what? What about Froggy? No, I won't roll them. I'll polish them with a polishing cloth, and then ship them out. I might need to do a little bit of touch up because the paint is a little bit different. Yeah, Froggy's not streaming, she's sleeping. Yeah, I just realized, I was like, wait, I saw she, and I assumed it was not about me. I assumed it was related to Frog. Let me... Oh my gosh. Ugh. Do the stretch. Anyways. But yeah, okay. Thank you guys for all of the ideas. I appreciate it. We will do some of these based on how things turn out. I've got to look into some stuff. I do think the D10s are possible. Wrath and Glory, I could make sets where they're in strips of 6 and 7, and that will make it, that's not too bad. That's very doable. And then all the other ones will kind of go from there. Yeah, D2s, that's Aurelia coin. I don't know if you guys can read that. That says Aurelia coin. So, and then a coin. So I can design those, that's not a problem. I just get someone to print them. But yeah, so, oh, and then talk to Orchidate. So based on what they say, it will determine how often we do dice drops. Yeah, Blood Bowl dice. Yeah, the icons are custom. You could do them with stickers, but like, it's not gonna look as good. I promise, it just won't look as good. It's better if you have them with the symbols on it, like in the same way that you have like the dots on the dice where it's like indented. It's gonna look so much better, trust me. Stickers only go so far. Yeah, because blanks with stickers would work. They just don't look as nice. Might have legal problems with Blood Bowl dice. I'd have to look into it, but you can modify the symbols as long as it's not like exactly the same. Yeah, because I think I did Vampire the Masquerade dice, and it was just like generic knife and like a skull, but like they were like something I did myself. Why not do Xeno dice? Well, it's more like, so Lucky Sumo, it's more like I would do like I would be inspired by those factions. So I would make dice with those themes. Having the emblems on it is the hard part. That's the part where I can get in trouble, and I don't want to get in trouble. It's easier just to be like, Necron inspired dice, look how nice these are, rather than like trying to put the symbol on there, because I could do a modified version of the symbol, but I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get Orchid 8 in trouble. That's just not something I want. So, just to kind of put simply, you know, trust me, if I could get away with it, if I had a deal with GW and I could make handmade dice, that'd be awesome. However, they'd probably take a massive cut. They make way more money getting their factory made dice. And to be fair, they do look really, really nice. I wonder, resin print dice, silicone mold of said dice, proper resin print dice, viable pipeline. No, that's exactly how it works. Exactly how that works. I didn't bring them. They aren't with me right now. They're elsewhere. But these were originally, these were cast from a 3D printed resin dice that I polished and like I sanded after I printed it. And then I made a mold. And then I put resin in a mold and they came out like this. Yeah, that's exactly how you do it. So that's how most of it works, at least for me. Other people can do it other ways, but resin is usually the way to go. Yeah. Getting a little stretch in. Oh, hang on. Snooze. We snooze the ad. Go away, ad. Go away. We don't want you here. 3-hour stream. Yep. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised. I wasn't sure how long it'd take us to prep, but it seems to have gone well. And for the next stream, which is in 2 weeks. Wait, what days? I don't have my phone with me. I left it in the other room. So let's see. That would be the 29th. I'd probably have the pancreas dice done by then, because they're going to be... Yeah, he's going to be in... Yeah. Actually, I don't want to say his travel details. I'll probably have them done so he can have them well in advance. But I will take pictures. But we'll work on the orc dice and probably the DK dice later. Yeah, there's a bunch of other fun things we could do too. Like one of the things I was going to show you guys. So this is a blank. It's a D20 blank. You can put, this is called washi tape. It's basically like tape that you would use for journaling, and you can put it on dice. So it's like a pattern that, like I can't draw pretty flowers, but this design on here already looks really nice. So I can just use it like it's a sticker, and then I can put the dice in a numbered mold that way. I don't think any of you guys would appreciate flower dice, but I'm sure there's a lady out there who might like dice with flowers on it. I think she might prefer that more than others. Why did I think of a pattern for Dead Sanguinius as an @1? Well, you're just terrible. Paint stencil? I'm not very a good painter. And also kind of hard when they're this big. It's like less than an inch. So not very large. Ow. Oh, sorry. I have the sleepy. Especially because I was a little stressed out trying to get us there. But yeah, okay. I think that's all I have. Because if I had more dice to work on, I guess I could paint the numbers on this, but I have to go grab a few things. But this was fun. I'm glad you guys really seem to like it. What I will do, ideas in sub server poll on server. Okay. I have some thoughts. I will get them ready to go. I will be doing some conversations here. So figuring out what will make the most sense for future dice drops and how often we do these streams. I think it'll be at least once a month since you guys seem to enjoy it. It's very different from mini painting, but I think it sits in a niche that's kind of nice and very different. So that said, we'll raid. Give me one moment. Okay. Let us investigate. Oh, I have that picture up. Okay. Let's see. I'm investigating here. You know what? Screw it. Well, let's do it. Why not? I've always wanted to raid into a member of Phase Connect. We're gonna raid into Tenma. Because that sounds like a good time. Tenma's funny. So, we're gonna raid into Tenma. Sorry I don't have anything for YouTube. But it looks like this will be a fun time. And I like her new model. I mean, I kind of like her models in general. But this one's like real cutesy. So, we gon' raid into Tenma. So everyone follow her rules, behave, show that the Battle Brothers are very, very chill. And I will see you later. Oh gosh, I gotta work out today. Today is arm day, but don't skip leg day. Don't skip leg day, please and thank you. And I will see you later. Okay, guys? Thank you for the good time. I really enjoyed myself today. So I appreciate you guys. All right, I'll catch you later. Bye.